back with another episode of the RightSea Executive Interview Series. My name is Brandon Mitchell, co-founder and CEO of RightSea. And today we are at RecBuzz 2024 in Barcelona, Spain. And the purpose of these executive interview series is to really shine a light on some of the amazing and the talented minds building technology for the recruitment in industry as well as the HR tech space. I'm super excited to be here with Vinay Pasricha from Good Space AI. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Excellent. And so please tell everybody a little bit more about Good Space AI and why do you come to conferences like RecBuzz?
Okay, so two questions. Good Space AI basically is a job board with AI built in. So it is custom built with AI in mind. So we do a lot of things which traditional job boards cannot do, like shortlisting, interviewing, finding, fine-tuning the candidates. So instead of giving you a list of applications, we give you a list of people who are actually ticking all the boxes for your recruitment funnel. So we save about 80% of the time. You don't have to schedule interviews, reach out, do the initial screening. All that is done by us.
I love that.
And why do I come to RecBuzz? I had no idea of RecBuzz. Katja called me up and said, would you come?
So they contacted you.
Yeah.
I love
She called
that.
me up and said, Katja, I'm not going to pay for all that. I said, no, we want you to speak.
I love
That's
that.
how it was.
Can you talk to the audience a little bit about what you were speaking about? And then I would love to get back into a little bit about, what makes you guys different. But what were you talking about at RecBuzz? I know you spoke and...
Generative AI agents. So generative AI has been around for about 18, 19 months now, but we got early access, so we've been at it for about 2.5 years now. And it is game changing. We were using the traditional AI machine learning models before, but with generative AI, we can talk to people, we can actually have a conversation. So what has changed is that voice is the new OS. We shifted from C prompts to, UI to UX, and now people can just talk to the agents and tell them what they want, and based on what the agent is able to understand and talk to other people. So
Yeah, and I love that.
It's very, very easy with voice.
Yeah, voice is key, and I think memory as well with generative AI and the advancements of not just producing the responses and giving you the amazing stuff, but also knowing who you are and having that relationship over time so that it remembers you. It's more personalized experience. And so can you talk about some of the generative AI that you all are using in your job work? Because I know you said that you all are different. You're having maybe better shortlisting of candidates, but can you talk about some of those features that you all have embedded and how that works for the candidate or the employer?
So yeah, so what the drawbacks of generative AI? So there's hallucination, there's latency. Right. People have been struggling with all that. So how we solved it? We created multiple AI agents. So there's a prompt maker, and there is a task maker, and there's a checker. So we have a maker-checker system. So it's not one single pass agent; it's 3 agents in a row, and then keeps going around till we get the response. So we have been able to eliminate hallucinations to a large extent, because it can be fatal in a job interview if your AI starts hallucinating or asking questions.
Right, forgets who you are as a person and
yeah.
starts asking off the real questions.
So we've been able to solve that problem using multiple passes. Then there is a problem of latency, because if it is a text to voice, voice to text, and a generative AI, all 3, including the video, then it becomes, the problem is latency that we have solved with local models, smaller models. So you don't have to use GPT-4 or Gemini for all your conversations. Most of your conversations, if you have a properly pre-trained model, you can do it locally on your local machines.
Yeah, and so it seems that you all are at the forefront of embracing AI in the recruiting process for the candidate side and for the employer side. Can you just walk us through like a sample experience of, I'm a job seeker, I come to Good Space, am I talking with an AI interviewer and is that a conversation? And so can you talk me through like what that looks like?
You will have an onboarding conversation with an AI.
Okay.
You could do it in a chat, or you could do it on like a video call.
Okay.
And it'll ask you what your qualifications are, what you want to do in life, what kind of teams you want to work with, what kind of organizations, what job formats, do you want to work remote? Do you want to work full-time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It gives a basic sense of what the person wants. and also a little bit about what kind of teams you want to work with, what's the structure that you prefer, location that you prefer, etc., etc. So the first interview is very short, but we get a sense of what this guy wants, what his skills are. That is only for the first matching. But now when you start applying, the moment you apply for a job, then it goes deeper. And specific to that job, it will ask you some questions. It's still not an interview, but the interview will take place once you're found suitable. So then the AI will decide within 2 or 3 seconds of your application whether you're shortlisted or not. And if you get shortlisted, you get offered a full-fledged interview, which is 30 minutes. So you go through the interview. So you've just applied, 3 seconds, you get an interview. If you qualify, you get an interview. Within 30 minutes, you finish the interview. In both places, you've got feedback, whether you got selected or not.
Right.
And if you got shortlisted, why? If you did not, why? Yeah. So that's what Gen Z...
And I think that's an amazing experience to just quickly be able to get in and am I suitable, am I not? And then you can move forward to the process, because there's a lot of in between, there's a lot of gray space a lot of time, and that's where a lot of the inefficiencies lie. Absolutely. And so I have one interesting question on that. How do you all determine who is suitable, and how do you protect against bias, right? Because if the AI is determining kind of who gets the door open and who it gets closed on, I'm assuming that there had been a lot of thought that went into building that model. Can you kind of talk about that?
So that is where we do model merging. So we don't do only one model. One model can make a mistake. We do the same thing with 3 different models. So you will do it with the Gemini, you will do it with GPU4, you will also do it with Mistral. And then you see if there's a discrepancy in the results. And then you'll go and check again. So that is how, when I said initially, we have been able to avoid the hallucinations.
Right.
We use multiple models at the same time.
So you have the AI checking the AI.
So not only the AI checking the AI, but also different AIs checking each other.
Right.
So the likelihood of things going wrong there or bias is eliminated, still there, maybe point some %, but 99 point some %, it's not there.
That makes sense. And so I love the experience for the candidate. It seems that the employer also has an amazing experience because they don't have to spend so much time, sourcing and interviewing. Who are your ideal customers? And from the employer side, are you all in a specific niche? Is it agnostic? Is it SMB, enterprise, mid-market? Who do you all love to work with?
Initial adoption is small and medium.
Okay.
But we do a lot of large scale. When somebody needs to recruit 500 people, then it's impossible to do it manually. So for the enterprise, it's normally a large recruitments.
Right.
But for the small and medium size, it's even one guy if you want to recruit, because the turnaround time is only 24 hours.
To spin up this whole...
So you place the job and this morning, and next morning you will have your people ready, or even before that.
And on average, how many candidates, because with the AI, I would assume that you can source faster, right? So if I put a job posting, how many applications or shortlisted candidates can I expect in a 24-hour period on average? And is it in the United States or globally?
We ask you how many people do you need at the end of it. Do you want to recruit 1 person or 10? And based on that, the AI will go to work. So suppose you say 1 person I want to recruit, then it will send out 2,000 odd requests for application. It will receive about 50 to 60 applications within 6 hours. And out of those 50 or 60, it will shortlist 12 or 15. And out of the 12 or 15, it'll give you 4 best alternatives, usually within 24 hours.
I love that.
So if you have 10, then it'll multiply that by 10.
Right. So it's all based off of your end goal. So as a employer, if you don't want to recruit 100 people, then it's not going to optimize for recruiting 100 people. It'll only optimize, let's say, for recruiting 1 to 10 based off of the parameters that you're setting up front. And I think that that's smart, because there might be different philosophies in terms of the communication and how you're going about recruiting if you're recruiting for a larger volume versus a smaller volume. And it seems like that's what you all have built into the engine so that it's optimizing for that. Can you talk a little bit about the future for you all? Because I think it's interesting that you all are already here. You already have AI models and kind of agents that are doing a lot of this for you. What does the next kind of 12 months look like for you all?
So the future is AI agents are in every frontline area of business. So the next agent we are looking at is a sales agent, which will then generate the lead, qualify the lead, call up the person, telecall, do a video call with the person, close the sales, get you the revenue. So all you need to do is put your product information up and get revenue on the other side.
I love that. And basically, magic money.
Magic money.
And I love that because I know how we had that conversation about how at RightSea, what we do is we connect job seekers to basically coaches and resume coaches that have that experience, or they can work with a self-service tool to help themselves. But what we find is a lot of job seekers want to work with a human coach to still have that confidence instilled in them as they're going through that process. And part of that process is you can, get on a sales call to talk with the job seeker for a few minutes. And I think that would be excellent, right? To have that to basically, quickly get to that decision and to be able to provide more people access to a conversation, right? Because human sales people can only scale so far. But with AI that's 24/7.
And in all languages.
And you have it first.
All languages.
I love that.
Yeah. In the middle of the night.
Yeah, you're right. If someone wakes up at 3 in the morning, they want to have a sales call, they can have that conversation. So Vinay, this has been an amazing kind of deep dive in some of the things that you all are doing at Good Space. And it seems that you're on the forefront of innovation and you're pushing the boundaries. How can people contact you if they'd love to maybe put some jobs on your job board, or they can contact you about the sales agent coming up soon?
On the email, obviously. So Vinay, Vinay, at Goodspace, GOODSPACE.ai. I'm sure you can put it up in a
absolutely
in a
we'll
title. Put it up. And obviously on LinkedIn and
excellent
any platform that you want. Yeah.
Well, Vinay, thank you so much for allowing us to learn a little bit more about you and your background and the incredible things that you all are doing at Good Space. I'm really excited about what you all are doing for the future of this space. And thank you so much for stopping by and having this executive conversation. And that is a wrap. This is why we do these executive interview series, to highlight some of the brilliant minds building technology for the future of the recruitment, marketing, and talent acquisition space. And we'll see you next time.